Who is Raisi, and what does his presidency mean for Iran and the world? Dubbed Butcher of '88, Raisi was one of 4 members of the Death Commission for Evin and Gwahadarsh prisons near Tehran during the 1988 massacre of 30,000 political prisoners.
In July 1988, prisons in Iran, crammed with government opponents, suddenly went into lockdown. All family visits were cancelled, television and radios switched off, and newspapers discontinued. Prisoners were kept in their cells. The only permitted visitation was from a delegation, turbaned and bearded. Before them were paraded, briefly and individually, almost every prisoner, and there were thousands of them, who had been jailed for adherence to the MEK. The delegation had but one question for these young men and women, and although they didn't know it, on the answer their life would depend. Those who by that answer evinced any continuing affiliation with the MEK were blindfolded and ordered to join a conga line that led straight to the gallows. They were hung from cranes, 4 at a time, or in groups of 6 from ropes hanging from the stage in an assembly hall. Their bodies packed in refrigerated trucks and buried by night in mass graves. By mid-August 1988, thousands of prisoners had been killed in this manner by the state, without trial, without appeal, and utterly without mercy.
از اول انقلاب تا حالا بزرگترین جنایت به جمهوری اسلامی شده و در تاریخ ما رو محکوم میکنه به دست شما انجام کنید و شما در آینده جزء جنایتکاران تو تاریخ می‌نویسید.
From the onset, Raisi has served as an interrogator, prosecutor, and prosecutor general, serving as justice minister since March 2019. On his watch, over 500 people have been executed and 1,500 killed at point-blank range in the streets in November 2019. And now, he believes he should be lauded and encouraged for his brutality. It is now upon the international community to take a stance. The people of Iran have voiced their historic no to the entirety of this regime. Will you stand with the Iranian people? Recognize the 1988 massacre of 30,000 political prisoners as a crime against humanity. End impunity and prosecute perpetrators. Don't negotiate with the henchmen of the Iranian people. Prosecute Raisi now.
It is with great pleasure to have the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee of U.S. Congress with us. Please welcome Congressman Elliot Engel.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's a little warm today, but it's good to be here. I remember the last time, about a year and a half ago, when I met many of you in front of the United Nations in New York, and we had a rally there as well. And it's just really important. You know, when you stand here and you look as far as the eye can go, and you realize that all these people, good-looking young people, who were here, who were murdered by the mullahs in the Iranian regime in Tehran. And what's really so disgraceful, if that wasn't enough, we find that many of the people who were responsible for these massacres of these beautiful young people here are the very people who have high positions in the Iranian regime today.